Some of the tools we developed for you to help you manage your own deliverability on a more technical level is the domain authentication tool that we've launched. What it effectively does, it allows you to white label through SPF records and domain keys identified mail, which is DKIM, and return path alignment. It's not as complicated as it sounds. It's in the email world, it's broadly comparable to the little padlock sign you see on web browsers next to a web address. It's making sure that everything's authentic from this source. There's methods to doing this. They don't involve you buying a certificate like they do for the web pages, but they can be done now through our tool. And it just means adding some information to your DNS for your domain. Our tool, which I'm going to do a walkthrough of in a minute, will walk you through exactly what you need to add to your domain in the DNS for it to line up with everything we need for our sending. And then you can check through the tool and make sure everything's lined up, tick the boxes, submit to us, and then your email headers that go out will be fully white labeled so that they appear completely from your domain. And here's just some examples of what that looks like. So an email that's not white labeled with DKIM and return path alignment will appear in the inbox like on the right-hand side here. So you'll see that it's myorganization.net via server 8839.eactivist.com. You'll also see in the other red highlighted box, it's mailed by server 8839 and signed by that one. So the mailed by refers to the return path and the signed by refers to the DKIM. Because myorganization.net is not lined up, does not have its own DNS, these things lined up, it has to revert back to our own domain to authenticate it. It's not the gold standard that providers are looking for. An email that is at the gold standard that providers are looking for will look like the one below. So here we have an example from Greenpeace France, and you'll see there our birth return path under mailed by, and the DKIM we've signed by are all with the Greenpeace domain. So in fact, for these box outs, and these actually come from Gmail. So when you have a Gmail email pulled out in the client, there's a little box, a pull-down box in the top left, which is next to who the email's from and who it's to. And from that box, you'll see all of these details. And there's more encryption stuff you can learn, you can click through to as well. And basically, when you've got it all lined up, the email shouldn't appear like it's from us at all. It should appear like it's entirely from your organization, which not only looks great to providers, it looks really good to your supporters too. You can find domain authentication under settings and then under domain authentication. Now, there's a few examples we have here. So if we go to this one, we'll try to validate. What you'll see is an example of one that has none of the various levels of authentication set up. So nothing for SPF, nothing for DKIM, nothing for return path. But what it will show you is how you can do that. So if you just follow the instructions here, you can go away to your technical teams and get this added to your DNS. And then when you try to validate again, once that's all set up, we'll show you green ticks all across the board here to confirm that it's set up. And this tool checks that automatically for you. You'll see that as an example in this one. These are all lined up. There's blue ticks throughout. We've checked the DNS. That's all set. To get it to confirm with us that it's all ready to go, you're using this engagingnetworks.net domain as an example. You'd validate here. You'd see it's all ticked, and it's ticked for SPF. It's ticked for DKIM. There's then a box here you can tick to say you wish to enable that. That'll then check for return path as well, and it sees the return path set up too. You can tick here for that as well. And then you have to, at the end of it, click save to get that. And unless you click save, it won't work. We need everything ticked in green, and then the two check boxes ticked as well. And then you can click save. It'll save like that, and that will send an email to us to confirm all of this, and we'll make sure you're all lined up. You might be wondering how sending domains get added to this if you can't see them on your system already. It's basically all defined by what's in your account sendings for broadcast senders. So if you go into account settings and then you'll see account emails, you'll see you have like various different emails here that have been set up at different times for your whatever sending needs you have. Anything that's set up as a broadcast email sender, for example, will always be automatically added to the domains under domain authentication.